That chase ended here on this median you see behind me when the driver crashed into it. But the chase started over 10 miles back. If exit made it onto the November ballot, this area where I'm standing right now could still be considered Lynchburg, Virginia. But if I just take a few steps this way, this area could be considered Campbell County, West Virginia. They responded to 5 separate overdose calls, and that was just on Sunday. We're outside Capitol Square. We're on Grace Street, and as you can see behind me, people are parading in their cars. Now, last week they were doing a protest that was a lot smaller than this, but also people were outside of their cars. It'll be unlike any other graduation students have seen before. Instead of gathering all together at the Liberty University track complex, students will get inside their cars and drive around the school grounds to get their diplomas. So disgusting, in fact, that one shift manager at this Arby's restaurant on Memorial Avenue refused to open the doors this morning, saying she's fed up with their massive rat problem.
They're big. They are big now, like New York size big, no exaggeration.
Arby's shift manager Talisha Banks is referring to a rat infestation that she says they've been dealing with for months now, but today was the final straw.
I got on the fire station, had droppers on the fire stations, and my concerns with trying to serve to the public is they're on everything.
This morning, Jean Ingram and her son were craving an Arby's meal, but that quickly changed when they pulled up to the drive-thru.
She met us and said, "I'm so sorry to tell you it's rat feces everywhere." I said, "Thank you so much for telling us."
But just a few hours later, the Arby's once again opened its doors to feed the public.
I couldn't believe we came back, that there were cars in that line after which she told us. I don't even know, it's just so horrible, the thought of it.
Robert Mayhew has worked at the fast food joint for 3 years, but he says yesterday was his final day as an Arby's employee.
I shouldn't have to be working and one run across my feet. I shouldn't be afraid to come in the morning and maybe one be in the fryer. I don't know.
Banks says they've reached out to their regional manager for help and got nothing but more rats.
They would be under the counter in the boxes where we have our tea and the aju packets, and they've chewed holes in it. There's feces everywhere.
I also reached out to that regional office and have not heard back yet. I did check with the health department, who said they've gotten 2 different complaints and they're scheduled to do a follow-up inspection tomorrow. Live in Lynchburg, Caroline Eaker, ABC 13 News. There have been hundreds of maintenance and health violations, plus dozens of 911 calls, all coming from inside this Scottish Inn in Amherst County. Gun rights supporters that came together today at the Capitol called this rally God, Family, and Guns. Well, it's been 2 weeks since Michael Brown allegedly shot and killed his adoptive father, but some people in this neighborhood close to the home tell me even during that 2-week manhunt, they were never afraid. The show must go on, but it's going to look a little different. People are going to be wearing face masks and sitting 6 feet apart. People were standing inside the Capitol Square, outside Capitol Square, holding signs, sitting next to each other. This one's going to be a little bit different. They're planning on driving and kind of gridlocking around the Capitol. It has been a week since the incident, and parents of students at Nelson County High School tell me they are still in the dark.
On ABC 13, Caroline Eaker sat down with them today and the runner who found her.
After 4 days of searching, Azyla was found here in this area, about 3 miles down a trailhead, and she was stuck in some mud.
To be here with us right now, today, and alive and well, like, it's such a blessing.
A joyful reunion between 14-year-old Azyla Barron and her family Sunday night. The celebration comes after 4 days of panic as search and rescue crews and the Nelson County Sheriff's Office combed the area on Afton Mountain.
It was so much a nightmare.
The family went 4 days and 3 nights with no sign of Azyla and no way to hear her calls. Her autism makes her nonverbal.
I'd wake up, I expected to hear some good news, like we found a shoe or we found a shirt.
Heavy rainfall during the day she was missing not only made the search more difficult, it made Joanna Graver, her mother, more worried about bringing her daughter home.
I just kept thinking about, like, the mud and how she would react with all the water in her face and, you know, where she would be at.
On Sunday, Bill Marcunas and John Redman joined the search. They are experienced trail riders and bikers and set out to put up flyers with Azalea's face on them.
Split. Bill came from the north. I went down the humpback and came from the south, and we were going to meet in the middle.
Bill Marcuna says after passing out some flyers, he heard a sound. What happened next is something he will never forget.
Eventually, I got enough to the west and up the slope that I looked over, and the gal in the picture was about 40 yards away from me. Thank God.
Marcunas was able to get Azalea out of the mud she was stuck in, give her some water, and walk her the 45 minutes back to the staging area, singing her favorite song with her, Happy Birthday, to keep her calm.
Throw it to him.
Now back at home playing with her two brothers.
Oh, good catch.
Her family could not be more thankful for everyone who brought her back home. In Nelson County, Caroline Eaker, ABC 13 News. The apparent source of the odor is actually located 2 miles away from their houses. Here at Royal Oak Farm, an organic waste recycling company, and neighbors say the stench is so bad they're now raising a stink of their own. Kim Barksdale will spend the rest of her life in prison after she was found guilty of first-degree murder. Jackson faces several charges, including assault and battery on a law enforcement officer, as well as possession of cocaine. Live in Lynchburg, Caroline Eaker, ABC 13 News.